I want to cover a few things that you should not do when you are trying to fill things in with color. I've got some organic shapes here that I've just built, and I want to try and fill in some of these colors. So if I try and click on this shape right here, let me get my arrow key, and I've got that selected, and I come over to my swatches and I choose a color. You see how that's doing some kind of a weird thing? That's because this is not a closed shape. What this is just an open path. Okay, that was added to this. Okay, I have this big shape, and then I drew this line here, but this is not actually a closed shape. Same thing with this down here. Okay, if I click on this and I try to fill it with a color, it's not going to work because that is actually an open shape. Okay, so what it does, if you have an open shape, or I guess they call it an open path, and you try to fill it with color, what it's going to do is it's going to take the beginning point and the end point and draw a straight line across it and try to fill it that way. Okay, that's why this, when you tried to fill it, came out really wonky, because this is the beginning point. This is the end point. It's drawing a straight line across this way. And when you try to fill it, it does something weird like that. Okay. So what you would need to do to fill in these spaces. Oh, and let me click on this big big piece here, and so that you can see what that does too. Okay. So this is the beginning point and this is the end point, and that's what it's trying to do. So what you would need to do is you would need to use the shape builder tool. And what you've got to do is you have to select all of the lines that make up this shape. So for this, I would need to click on here because that's one of the lines, and I would need to hold down Shift and click on here, and now I've got both of these lines. Okay, so then I can come over here to the shape builder tool, select the tool first, and then come over and get your color. And if I hover here, you can see that that's going gray, which means that's actually going to work. So once I get in here, I can click. Okay, so now this is an existing shape. It's cut it out from there, but it's an existing shape that I was able to fill. Okay, let me go back because I can't remember all the things I'm supposed to be telling you here. Okay, so let's say this this big piece here I want to fill. So I'm gonna select it. Okay, and then if I get the shape builder tool and select a color, you can see that it's not going gray. Okay, because it's not closed. It's got this big gap between here and here, and so the shape builder tool cannot figure out what you want to be filled because this gap is too big. All right, if I choose this shape and this shape, it can figure out. Even if there's a little gap here, it can usually figure out what you want to fill in here. Okay, so that's what you need to keep in mind. The best practice is to actually be building closed shapes as much as possible. I want to show you one other thing. Especially if you're working with a drawing tablet, you may be tempted to just color in with like a brush tool. Okay, so there is a paintbrush tool right here. Okay, and if I get it, I can see here that if I use my bracket keys on my keyboard, it makes the brush bigger or smaller. So it's the bracket keys that are right next to the letter P. Okay, so I've got this. I'm gonna come over, and just so that you can see what's going on, I'm going to, for my fill here at the bottom of my tools panel, I'm going to select a blue. I'm gonna start painting, and it is painting with black. Okay, and the reason it's doing that is because it's picking up whatever color is the stroke. Okay, so let me do this. I'm gonna fill with blue, and for the stroke, let me choose a pink. Okay, so when I come in here and I start painting, you can see that the color that it's painting with is the color that's the stroke. And I'm going to show you why in a second. I'm going to try and get this. It's really hard to get this clean. I'm just using a trackpad. I'm not using a tablet. Okay, so that might look okay. Not really, but if you did it neatly, it might look okay. All right, but the problem with using the paintbrush, and ultimately I'm going to tell you, do not use the paintbrush for filling in color, and this is why. If I go Command or Control Y, what that does is that gets rid of all of the colors, all of the stroke colors, and just shows you like the wires. It just shows you how this thing is built. And you can see here that this is actually built with a bunch of lines. If you look over here in the layers panel, you can see that I've got all of these pieces here that are making up. Command Y again to make it look like this. Okay, so you may be thinking, well, who cares? All right, so it looks good, so who cares? Well, the problem is, if you want to change this color, and you click on this, and you go and I'm going to turn it yellow, and you click on a yellow, all it's going to do is it's just going to grab an individual piece. Okay, and it's a complete mess. The other thing is, when I grade these, you guys are going to be submitting things as AI files with all the layers, so that I can look at everything. I'm going to go Command Y. It's one of the first things that I'm going to do. And I'm going to look to see how you've got this thing built. And if you've got any areas that are like this, it is going to strongly and adversely affect your grade, because this is a mess. And part of the thing you're supposed to be learning in this class is how to build things correctly in these programs. So this is just a hot mess. All right. So bottom line, do not use the paintbrush to fill in colors. Again, that's Command Y, back and forth, is going to get you back and forth. Now, if you want to use the paintbrush for actually creating lines, okay, for whatever reason, that's fine. That's what it would actually be used for. So Command Y, you can see that those are just lines. So if you want to do it that way, you can.